Hi everyone, we are back with time for a chat, and today we have got Francesca with us. So Francesca, tell me a bit about what part of the company you work for and what you actually do.
Okay, I work for Craftworks College. We are a post-16 specialist provider who work with young people who have had a difficult time at school. They may have learning difficulties or disability or just a mental health issue and not had the easiest time of it in education. And when they come to us, it's my role to help them progress within college, whether or not that may be working towards finding work, in which case I get them work experience. But for some of our students, it might just be working towards a goal that they have as a life skill. So it might be that I help them talk about joining clubs, finding a youth club. That's something we do when we run, so it's easy to do that part. Or it could be something that they've always wanted to do at home. They might want to get better at cooking for themselves. They might want to be able to use public transport and not rely on their parents, and just to make them more independent. And it's my job to measure that progress that they're making. And that is essentially what I do. Work experience is a large part of it, and approaching companies and finding out whether or not they'd be interested in working with our young people, which I find very fun.
That's great. So if there are any companies that would be interested in getting in touch and finding out more about working with some of our young people and having them as work experience students, then do get in touch with us. The links will be down below. Tell me something about you. Who are you as a person? So our students or prospective students might know a little bit about you before they meet you.
Oh, that's such a hard question. Who am I? I am somebody that is passionate about working with young people, passionate about helping young people find out what they want to do, mainly because I had no idea what I wanted to do, which I think is always the case.
Yeah.
And I am somebody that loves food and loves the hospitality industry, and that's predominantly where I came from. I worked in hospitality for nearly 10 years and worked in cafes and managed cafes, and then realised, I really like the training aspect of it. And then I started working with young people and young people with disabilities, and then combined the two and realised how much fun it is to train somebody in something that you're passionate about. So I always loved baking, and so that's something I still enjoy now, is to bake and teach baking as well.
You can always bake some stuff for us.
Yes, I will.
Always love baking. I will receive it gladly. So you came from a place that was not like the job you're doing now, but you've taken skills that you learned in that place and transferred them into that job. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what would you say are some of the main skills you need for a job like yours?
To be confident and to have that sort of approachability, somebody where, I feel like I have a friendly face, but it's being able to have a young person feel comfortable coming up to you and saying, I think I might want to try this. I'm not so sure, but what do you think? Can you help me with that? And we would look at personality quizzes and tests and career quizzes and find out where best they fit and what their skills are. And that I need to be approachable from the student's perspective, but also I need to be able to be confident in approaching employers that I may not know, and talking to them about what we do and conveying passionately about how important it is to give our students an opportunity. And I think being in the hospitality industry, you speak to strangers every day, and you have to have the confidence to be able to interact with people that you don't know. So I think that's a really good transferable skill.
Well, you said about the training already, the ability to be able to teach someone a skill that you already have.
Exactly, yes, thank you. That's true. It's that training element, and I worked my way up through the ranks and started as a waitress and then went to manager, and throughout the different courses that they sent me on, I learned so many skills about how to convey, as you say, a skill to somebody. And I did all types of different training. I did a training where we used no words for students that were deaf, and it was so amazing because you had a piece of a car, I think, and you taught the young people how to put something together without words, and that was sort of life-changing because I never stopped talking. And I know sometimes if somebody's trying to learn a skill that may be a physical, like kinesthetic skill, and then you're talking at the same time, it can distract them. So I learned to slow down a little bit, to be quieter, and to do things in a slower, more logical way, and I found that to be really, really helpful. But I'm also quite an emotional person, so I know as well when that I need to coach and make them feel good.
That sounds great. I think it sounds like a little bit like a cake as well. I was thinking when you were talking about, it's about getting the right ingredients for each young person. Like, what is it this young person needs? So if I was one of the young people from our college, perhaps I'm a bit scared about the idea of, you've suggested work experience to me, but that seems very different to college, which is a safe, and I know the environment and I've got used to all the people around me. How would you look to encourage me to have a go?
Well, the important thing to remember as well is that it's one of the Gatsby benchmarks, which I have to adhere to, is that we go at the student's pace.
Right.
So it's all about tailoring their work experience to them and making sure that actually if they're not quite ready yet, that's okay. And so what I'll do then is to do confidence building tasks and use the Morrisby tool online, and spend time with them on areas that they might feel a bit more nervous about. And I would say, what is it that's stopping you from feeling confident enough to go off site? Is it that you might need travel training? Is it that you might feel uncomfortable talking to people that you don't know? Okay, then we can do sort of role playing, that kind of thing. I've got some employers that are interested in doing mock interviews and that kind of thing, which I think was so good when you do get to the stage where you're ready to go and look at work.
Oh, really helpful. I mean, I remember my first ever interview and just, it was awful.
I know, I
had no idea what I was doing. And was in a very uncomfortable outfit that didn't suit me, but I thought it looked smart.
Well,
it didn't.
I'm sure you looked great, but that's actually something we look at as well, as how to dress on an interview, because as a 16-year-old, I didn't necessarily know what I should be wearing, and it's about discussing, this is what's appropriate, this is how we greet somebody, this is how we say goodbye to somebody, and really talk them through the whole process. But if you were nervous and not quite ready, I wouldn't push. I would take it step by step and build that confidence to get to the point where you might say, okay, well, I've actually always been interested in this. And the best thing about it is there is that transitional period. So I go on the first day to check, are you doing okay? Is this what you expected it to be? Are you comfortable? We obviously do risk assessments and all the usual bits, but I'm the common link throughout the whole thing. So they know me, they've gotten to know me, and then they see I'm there at work experience, and they're comfortable. So therefore that's okay. And I do regular check-ins of phone calls and texts and things.
Sounds amazing. So what flow's gone. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so what kind of companies do you have at the moment that our students are doing work experience with?
So I've got some interesting ones. I've got a pest control company in the local area in Swale, and that's working with one of our young men, and he's having the time of his life. I think you may see pictures, but he is having the time of his life, and that is actually perfect because it's the career path that he wants to go down. So that's a nice thing. We may not always get the exact career the young person wants, but I'll try and get it in the specific area. And then we've got a gardening service that goes out into the community and works with elderly or infirm people that are not able to do their gardens themselves anymore.
So that is Preening Time, which we did an interview with a H on, so I'll link that one down below.
And then we also have I don't know how do I describe what the mentoring project?
So I've actually been involved in that, and I have a young person working with me coming into primary schools, and just really exciting seeing the young person grow and the student grow, and also seeing them step out in their skills without actually knowing they're doing it, and then being able to commend them afterwards.
And you've noticed a difference that, as you said, like she's more confident, and I think that's just amazing. Even after just a few sessions, you see that. And I have worked with a young man as well and coached him into getting a job, and he's now working in a supermarket locally to where he lives.
Great.
And is doing brilliantly.
So this is paid work?
This is paid work.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then there's another young man that has gotten a job himself. And we've spoken a little bit about understanding pay slips. That's the next sort of area that I'm going to help him progress in. And I've spoken with a bank, and they want to come and help the young people at the college, not just this young man, but help them in their functional skills and learn all about things I wish I had had at school. You know, understanding pay slips, how to manage your finances, how not to get caught out online, how to have savings or how to spend wisely, all the things I wish that I would have known at school.
Oh, yes.
So that's something else I'm trying to organise as another step, you know, sort of savvy spending.
Yeah. Amazing. So it's been really great to chat with you, Francesca. And if you want to know any more about how to be involved, then we will put some links down below. And Craftworks, all about progressing the student, moving them on, but at an approach that is tailored to the student. So we would love to hear from you if you want to know more about the college or about the work experience.